Hey guys, welcome back to Bounce Pad. Today, we are going to be like every other popular YouTuber and do a tier list.
So this is personal opinion.
Yes.
Obviously. I have played all of these games.
I have played the majority, and I watched retrospectives for the Japanese ones. That being said, our opinion is fact and must be taken as fact by law.
So which one should we do first?
Let's start with the first one. The classic.
Do they have Shadow
right
Dragon?
there. Yeah.
All right.
Fire Emblem and the Blade of Shadows. That one for me is going straight in the trash.
It's pretty bad.
It's interesting to see like all the gameplay stuff that comes back in future titles, but at the same time, no.
The music's fantastic,
Phenomenal.
even on the NES.
Kata is waifu.
Oh no, the characters are great. The story's pretty generic, but it's
Great for an NES game.
and it's the first one, so like you can't really fault it.
The presentation honestly is kind of cool how it switches between chapters.
Yeah, no, like it's definitely got its pluses, but it is slow.
It is
egregiously slow.
Some of the gameplay improvements of future titles is needed.
Personally, I kind of want to give it a little bit of an edge just because of the fact it is the first one.
But is that Karen, give me back the kids worthy? Because like you went through this marriage, you absolutely despise Karen, but you had those kids and they're your joy in life. So you don't want the marriage, you don't want anything, you just want the kids so that you can have some semblance of happiness left, you know? It's like that little ounce to keep on living.
I guess you're right. It's honestly not even a guilty pleasure. I played it once and I've not touched it.
I bought it on Switch and I tried to play it on stream just to like cheese my way through, and even I couldn't do that. Like, it's fun.
No, again.
If you make your own fun.
It's Fire Emblem. It is Fire Emblem in the simplest terms.
Through and through. Hence the title, Fire Emblem. All right, number 2, Gaiden, baby! S tier, epic gamer moment.
Gaiden?
Wait, is Shadows of Valentia on here?
Shadows of Valentia.
Okay, never mind.
Here.
Gaiden is just game. Gaiden is moment, I think.
No, Gaiden is garbage.
Is it?
It is so bad.
Is it Karen, please give me back the kids bad?
I don't.
Or is it D's nuts bad? Where it's like is it D's nuts where it's like an overused, tired trope of a joke, but it still gets a chuckle out of you every now and again?
You know what? Hold on. Let's put this in the middle for now.
See?
Yeah. Just for now.
Okay.
To kind of set like a baseline.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And then we'll move it down or up according to everything else.
Sounds fair, yeah.
It's fun, it's different, but because it's the second game, they tried to do too much with it. Mm-hmm. And as such, it ends up feeling clunky, and there's honestly no reason to play it because its remake exists, frankly.
Fair. No.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's like
You're
no
the
reason.
expert here.
No,
I've never played it.
It's basically just as slow as Shadow Dragon. Okay.
All right.
Frankly, I think it's bad. Instead of having, like, it has that held item system that's not great.
Gaiden?
Yeah. It's just, it's an NES Fire Emblem game.
All right. Trash it is. Number 3. That one's right there, I think.
This one?
Yeah. New Mystery. Never played it. But by definition, it has to be better than the original. So is that a moment? Because it's the first one. It's the first one on SNES, right?
It is the first one on SNES. It has the Marth chapter, so if nothing else, it is equal with Shadow Dragon.
Okay.
But it also has the sequel story, which the sequel story is kind of hit or miss. It's not that great, and they do cut some stuff from the original game to fit it on the hardware. But besides that,
I mean, hear me out.
the problem.
First Fire Emblem on Super NES, that's kind of a moment.
No, yeah, but the problem with these first 3 is they all have remakes, so there's not really too big of a reason to play any
So
of
what
these,
you're saying is
except
all
for
of
this
them trash.
I'm actually willing to put this one probably here for now.
D's nuts.
And then putting this one in Karen, please.
That's fair.
Just honestly, just starting
Karen,
straight
please,
up.
like, take the game. I just want the kids.
Because there's reason to play this one because it's the first game, I guess. But like, you could also just play this.
Yeah.
So that's okay. So
Cool.
After that one came Genealogy.
Genealogy.
I love this one.
There he is.
Honestly,
there he is. Gamer moment.
I'm debating between gamer moment and epic gamer moment. The only reason I'm gonna
epic gamer moment is like top.
The only reason I'm gonna put this in gamer moment is because you haven't played it.
Yes, that's true.
That is honestly the only reason I'm putting it there. I love genealogy. Honestly, the only issue with it is so long. It is by far the longest out of all of these. Imagine playing, let's say, both Birthright and Conquest together.
Or all of Three Houses' stories, one after the other.
Yeah, I definitely put it in gamer moment just because of the fact that Elliot hasn't played it. Thracia, where is it? There
right
he is.
There. Leaf. I'd say moment. It's hard.
It is quite difficult, but it's difficult by design. The story is not that great because it's in between the first part and the second part of genealogy, and as such,
cute little side story.
Yeah, it's a side story. I think it definitely belongs in C. I'm sorry, Ellie's not going to get a shine much in this part because, like, genuinely,
this is my area of non-expertise.
I'm gonna put
expertise
it in C.
nuts.
After that, Jesus, he's still going. After that, I think came Roy. Isn't Roy our boy?
Roy is our boy.
All right.
Yes.
Controversial opinion. No.
I played most of this one. The gameplay's fine. It has most of the GBA conventions without your branching class systems. Honestly, I would say either C.
Blazing Blade didn't have those class systems either.
Yeah. So I'd say either C or D's nuts for this one. For Roy's, because Roy is our boy.
I'm gonna tell you the only reason I'm going to put this in D's nuts. No, I agree. I love Roy. I'm honestly willing to put, if I can actually organize this, I'm willing to put it in front of this.
That's fair.
The reason I want to put it, the reason instead of C I'm gonna put it in D is literally because of the guided chapters.
Okay.
That is the only reason.
Oh, you're right. You can't even fight the final boss without getting
all of the holy weapons.
All right, this might be a Karen please kind of game.
It is, no, that's literally the only reason. Locking out the end part of the story behind optional levels. It's
kind of inexcusable if it wasn't a secret boss.
It's garbage. Plus, Idani's such a sick final boss too. So it's such a shame. Anyway,
Roy is still our boy.
Roy is our boy. I like Roy. All right. I think we're good there.
Yeah. Fire Emblem, the Blazing Blade. Nope, the Binding.
You know what? Hold on. Let's move you up. Let's move you here. Bam.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh.
We're doing that. We're doing that right now.
Spicy.
All right.
Hot takes.
One in every tier except for Epic Gamer Moment. Fire Emblem, the original.
Fire Emblem, Blazing Blade. Just because of Hector, moment.
I love Hector.
First Fire Emblem in English, that's a moment.
That is a moment. That is honestly...
First Fire Emblem with 3 separate lords, each different genders with differing playstyles, moment.
Because it's the first one in English, I think it automatically starts at C.
Absolutely.
It has Hector.
Oh.
It has Hector hard mode. It has a lot of replay value to it.
It has Eliwood and Ninian. Always a moment.
Yeah.
Ninian. Do you not like Ninian?
No, I love Ninian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I really do like it. I know a lot of people put this one ahead. I know a lot of people put Roy's ahead of his father's.
But Roy's not in English.
Roy is not in English, which is a shame, and I don't know why they don't release it in English anyway.
Because that would get them extra money, and they don't want money.
I'm willing to put it in moment.
Me too. I agree.
I'm willing to put it in moment.
That is a moment.
It has its flaws. First time playing through it, you have to go through that entire thing with Lynn, which is bad. But then
you get the spinny circle.
Yeah, and then repeat playthroughs. You're good. You don't have to go through it. Hector hard mode.
Hector
is so good.
What a guy.
I love Hector. Having an axe wielding lord is just fantastic.
Yes.
I love Hector. Sacred Stones.
Sacred Stones. Now, for me, fun story. This is the first Fire Emblem I've ever played.
I was about to say the exact same thing.
My sisters actually had it on cartridge. They got it in a 2-pack with like Tetris.
Mm-hmm.
I love this game.
I do too.
Gamer moment.
It has its problems.
Honestly, I'd argue out of the GBA trilogy, it has the least problems.
I would 100% agree.
But it has the most broken gameplay only because of the world map.
The world map makes it broken.
But the characters.
The problem with it, in my opinion, is having to choose which character. Either going Eric or Ephraim.
Always Ephraim. Always.
Oh, absolutely. But then you miss...
Because then you get the full castle siege. That castle siege where it's just Ephraim, Ford, Kyle, and... I don't even like remembering his name, Orson.
Yeah.
I always de-equip Orson, run him up as a meat shield.
As a meat shield.
Actually, half the time I don't even do that because that wastes EXP. Sometimes I just keep him back. And I run that entire castle with 3 characters.
Yeah.
And it is the most gamer feeling in the world. Because Ephraim's... I know he doesn't get as much characterization, but he's so cool.
What is her name?
His custom animation's so cool.
What's
Erica?
the dragon? Dragon girl.
Ooh.
It's not Faye. Faye's Roy's.
It's... is it something with an N? No.
Myrrh.
Myrrh. Yes.
I love Myrrh.
She's adorable.
I think Myrrh is fantastic.
She should have came earlier in the story.
I
She's
would
amazing.
agree. I'd 100% agree.
Oh, freaking Joshua, his character development.
I love Sacred Stones.
So good.
I definitely think it's gamer moment. If it didn't have the world map, I'd be 100% down to say epic gamer moment.
And the world map isn't bad, but when implemented in that game, it allows for a level of grinding that breaks the
Especially
game.
because you can't, like in future games, walk past them. If you walk into an enemy, it starts the battle.
In that one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I played it, so don't, yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm
think you're right.
Yeah.
Awakening it doesn't, and
It does not in
that is a godsend.
I absolutely love this game. I think it's fantastic. I love Ephraim. I like Erica too, to be fair.
She is a fine lord.
Oh yeah.
And her and Seth, good pairing.
Oh, absolutely.
Good pair.
But I freaking love Ephraim.
Oh, he is
Lance, dude.
His custom animations.
Oh,
in my opinion, they shouldn't have given him a horse. They should have just given him like baller armor and access to axes.
just made him Dimitri before Dimitri.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Next up, the best lord ever. My boy Ike, Path of Radiance.
Do we need to talk about this?
Epic gamer moment.
Check us out on Twitch. I think this...
We're playing it on Twitch right now.
Yeah,
We're voicing every character accurate to their characterizations.
100%, I think, without argument.
Epic gamer.
Absolutely. I think, honestly, we could add a tier above Epic Gamer Moment and just put Ike.
Epic.
Absolutely, no doubt.
It is a step above the rest of the series.
I'm willing to put this one up here now.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. Gameplay, fantastic. Story, phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Having the weapons in gameplay be the weapon model in the screen, fantastic.
Some people don't like the rest place between battles. I like
In
it.
that game, it's borderline essential.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's fantastic. It can get monotonous reading
People-
through all the text.
People
and
hate
stuff
the support
constantly.
system. I don't mind it because I never really use supports, and I feel like Awakening broke supports.
Oh no, I would agree, but I don't like the limited supports in that game.
I don't mind it because it allows all the character to growth to be in the main story.
Literally, the only one I go through every single time is Leith and Ike's.
Well, like imagine if Shinon's whole redemption arc was through supports rather than the game.
I would agree. They tended, because they didn't focus too much on the supports in that game, they tended to focus on the characters in the story.
And it made it all
as
the better
such,
for it.
You get some of the best characters in Fire Emblem with characters like Ike, Leith,
Freaking
Jill,
what's his face? Stefan?
Stefan. Yeah.
The Black Knight.
Oh my god.
The greatest nemesis.
Zelgis.
There's a reason why they
Excuse me, spoilers.
There's a reason why they repeat that archetype in every subsequent game. The freaking Death Knight is the Black Knight.
I love Path of Radiance. Path of Radiance is
The only detractor is it's so rare because it didn't sell so well, so it's
Yeah,
so
besides
expensive.
the fact-
But emulators, everybody emulates the GameCube, so it's staying up in top.
and to be fair, if you do decide to emulate it, it's not that great running on Dolphin. You have
Really?
to have a very powerful PC to run it.
Well, lucky for you, we got an Epic Gamer PC.
But we also own the game twice. I own one. He owns one.
True. That should tell you how good it is. Go out and buy yourself a copy.
So good.
$150, get yourself a copy.
Oh my God. I went on a bid on eBay for it.
It is
was so
worth it.
because my original copy broke, which was very sad.
Radiant Dawn. All right.
Controversy.
Radiant Dawn. Here is the question. Do we rate it in context with Path of Radiance?
Okay.
Or do we rate it on its own merits?
If we ranked it on accordance with Path of Radiance, it would not just be here. In my opinion, I think it would be ahead.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, in context with Path of Radiance, it is by far the better.
If you do
story, so good. The gameplay, animations.
Oh,
the forging system.
Yeah,
the forging system.
If you go directly from Path of Radiance to Radiant Dawn is by far the better of the two.
Yeah.
But if you just decide I want to play Path of Radiance or I want to play Radiant Dawn, because to be fair, they stand on their own merit.
When standing on their own merits, Path of Radiance is the better complete package.
And actually, that knocks Radiant Dawn down a tier because, to be fair, it doesn't stand on its own as strong enough as Path of Radiance.
Only because in Act 2 or Act 3, when you finally return to Ike and the Grail Mercenaries, it hits so much harder when you haven't played as them for a while.
And you see Ike all grown up, big boy.
You see Ike slash through Knights one shot with Atard. He's not even using Ragnell. That's character growth.
Oh, yeah.
He gave it back. That's honestly character growth, and he has to take the sword to finish one last mission. It's like freaking, it's like something, I can't remember, but...
it's like something. Right. Back me up here, Nathan.
It's like the weary hero who just wants to make a living, but he has to take on the title of Exalted Hero again just to save the world one more time. Honestly, it is fantastic when paired with Path of Radiance. That's why, in my opinion, if they did an Echoes and remade those, which would sell like hotcakes.
They'd have to do both of them.
From all his representation in Smash.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It would sell better than Three Houses probably, because you sell them as 2 games in one package, one complete story like Genealogy, or have a split. It's like a win-win-win-win-win. Just take Path of Radiance and give it Radiant Dawn's battle animations. We all love it.
Radiant Dawn holds a special place in my heart because I drove 2.5 hours in the pouring rain and nearly died getting it at a GameStop that was like 2.5 hours away from me.
Dang.
Because I saw it on their website and I was like,
my time to
because I never owned the game until honestly when I got it this past time. But I love Radiant Dawn. I played through it now twice, I think.
Oh, both those games hold such a special place in my heart.
Problem with Radiant Dawn, it's extremely long.
Very long.
It is a very, very long, honestly.
And not even that, the problem is all the story is integral.
It is maybe like an hour shorter than Genealogy. It is a extreme.
To be fair, I enjoyed every hour of it.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Like it keeps you engaged.
And if you want to understand why it's so long, again, we talked about the retrospective earlier. There's a YouTuber, what's his name?
Shane Brain.
Yeah, who does retrospectives on it. He went into the fact that they shoved 2 game story into 1 game.
Imagine if it was a trilogy.
Imagine if it was a trilogy.
You play the second game just as Makai and you finally get to return to Ike and save the world.
I know! It would have been so good.
So good. Unfortunately, due to circumstances, Nintendo was already looking with a stink eye at Intelligent Systems. They're like, guys, come on, get it together. And then that leads us to our next title.
Shadow Dragon Remake. Just honest, it's called Shadow Dragon. This one's called Shadow Dragon: The Blade of Light.
Yep.
Yeah. So just Shadow Dragon. Have you played this one?
Yes. This one is it's a moment.
I played it on the DS. One of my friends lent it to me, and the first time I played through it, I stopped playing because Sita died. Shida, Kata, Kata, whatever you call
I
it.
think she's Sheeta in the fan translations.
She died, and I was extremely sad, so I stopped playing.
Kata's awesome.
So, but I recently played it again on the Wii U eShop because, it's available there. And
I hate the reclass system in that game.
it's pretty bad. Yeah.
I hate it just because, like, it's easier to reclass than it is to actually change class.
The art style's a bit weird, in my opinion.
I was fine with the art style because I was like, okay, it's that game's art style.
Yeah. I
Now,
freaking...
the guiding characters, yeah.
That...
Didn't need them.
Okay, if we're putting it... Let's start in C.
See.
That's one of my greatest issues with it is the guide-in chapters in general because of the fact that you have to have 15 less
Just to experience
just to
extra story.
get the guide-in characters, which is just...
It's non-committal.
It's like, why? Why would you do that?
Exactly.
Especially when you have characters like Athena in there, which are just like...
All the
And Norn!
all the
I freaking
SNES
love Norn!
the SNES characters.
Yeah. I think it's fine. If you actually play it on original hardware, it runs really well.
Mm-hmm.
Playing it on the Wii U is kind of clunky, because playing DS games on the Wii U is kind of clunky.
Playing DS games on anything except a DS is clunky.
That is a fact.
There's a reason we don't play very many DS games. One, because we can't afford a capture card. Two, because they don't make capture cards. So we can't do an emulator because they're clunky.
I'd be willing to move this
McClunky. Up to moment,
up to moment.
I would agree. I'd say it's about equal to Fire Emblem Blazing Sword.
I think that's good.
Yes, I've never played New Mystery of the Emblem, but judging from the gameplay, it looks like it'd be a tier above Shadow Dragon.
The added, avatar character and, the new chick, I don't even remember her name, purple hair girl, they don't really add much to the story at, all, but unlike the tactician from Blazing Sword, it actively takes away from the game because you have a complete story and now you're just kind of like, oh, and look, it's you. It's like, oh,
You're Marth.
great. Now I'm the fault of the downfall of Fire Emblem. Thanks, Nintendo. Anyway, Awakening.
Often heralded as the start of Fire Emblem's anime phase, but if you look at the character art for the first Fire Emblem, it's always been anime.
Yeah.
Awakening
Is widely considered.
It is the revival of the franchise.
Absolutely. There's no.
By a sales standard.
There is no debating that.
Also, can we just appreciate that cover art?
Oh, the cover art's amazing.
It is phenomenal. And then the cartridge has the same thing with
Yeah.
Marth and Chrom, but 8-bit?
Yeah.
That's so cool. When I saw that, it's been so long since the new Fire Emblem came out, I actually was like, whoa.
I like Fire Emblem Awakening. I know Elliot here likes Fire
very
Emblem.
good.
I love Fire Emblem Awakening.
For me, this would be gamer moment or higher.
I'm willing to put it higher simply for, again, genuinely on. Okay, let's talk about
It's at least equal to Sacred Stones.
aspects alone. It is straight up. It's broken in a similar vein to Sacred Stones because you can just grind up constantly.
But the maps and the music.
The music's good. The Vol.
One of my favorite maps is the map Sumiya comes in because it starts off with that really cool cutscene.
Yeah.
And the snowy fortress levels are always the coolest to me.
Okay, part 1's great. Part 2's
I still think Lucina should have been Marth.
bleh. I don't like part 2. The Volm.
Part 2 is nothing.
Part 3's great. The climax is really nice. I like it a lot.
I liked what Shanebrain said. It was basically like seasons of a TV show.
Yeah. It did start the waifu wars, which is a negative.
Yes. But the greatest waifu is Chrom, so I mean...
That is fact. That is 100% fact. I'm willing to put it either in front of Sacred Stones and knock Sacred Stones down or put it in Gamer Moment.
Oh, I really like Sacred Stone.
It's really about what we're debating here.
See, I would think they'd be about equal.
Yeah, they are. They're so.
Because they both have an incredible cast of characters.
I have played through Awakening a bunch more times than I played through Sacred Stones.
Yeah.
I played through Sacred Stones I think 3 times, and I played through Awakening upwards of 15.
And the problem is they both hold nostalgia for
They're
me.
so good. I'm willing to put in an epic gamer moment next to Sacred Stones.
So I feel like that aspect for me puts it on the same level as Sacred Stones and brings it down a little bit.
Again, like it or not, it's the game that saved Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no debate.
Honestly, it's a great game. It's nowhere near as bad as the next game.
Which one?
I didn't play any of them.
Really?
That should say
You've
something.
never played any of them?
No.
That's crazy. No. So I guess we're probably...
I cannot stand Corrin as a character.
I guess we're probably going to rush through this. The only other game besides Gaiden that I straight up think belongs in the trash is Revelations. I'm going to be honest here.
Isn't that the one where everyone lives, though?
Yeah. That's the only positive. And that's if you can call it a positive.
I think all of them are trash because of the translation. They translated rather than localized.
It's not... It's the writing's awful. The story's bland.
The writing's not even that bad. The writing from Japan is not bad. They translate it using literal translations rather than localizing it to English colloquialisms.
They messed up my girl Hanoka, and I will never forgive them for that.
Yeah.
I think
that's inexcusable.
I think Revelations is not good. Straight up, it is the only one of these games besides Gaiden that I think is just genuinely bad, which is awful considering it's like the big closing moment of Fates, which is awful that it's like that. Then Conquest gameplay wise is actually one of the only Fire Emblem games besides Awakening. I mean, I'm saying that like there's been a bunch that have been on Lunatic. This is the only game that I've beaten on Lunatic. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to put it at the bottom of gamer moment or in moment and move New Mystery up.
Okay.
Because I actually really like this game. I think it's fun. I think some of the characters are fun. But it definitely has its problems, especially story-wise. But like the levels are so good in Conquest. Birthright's kind of just...
I love Ryoma though.
Ryuma's pretty great. I like Hanoka.
Lobster Man.
I love Hanoka. I think it's definitely like here. Maybe even D's Nuts tier.
D's Nuts.
I'm putting it in D's Nuts just because it's funny.
Yeah.
Got him.
All right.
All right, you want to talk about this? Are we putting it in Path of Radiance tier?
No doubt in my mind, Nathan.
So this one is like entirely Elliot's because I've only played through Shadows of Valencia once.
I played through on hard mode, and I never do that for Fire Emblem games.
I love Fire Emblem games on hard. That's how you play through them, my guy.
The first Fire Emblem game with full voice acting, with actors who care about their job. The writing, fantastic. They took a game on an NES where each line of dialogue was like 1,000 gigabytes of code or whatever. And they turned it into...
That's exactly what it was.
They turned it into something fantastic. They added moments with characters, some of whom did not even exist. And rather than making them DLC like Awakening or an extra sidebar like the 3 Stories and Fates, they included it into the main game. Mm-hmm. They took away lots of features that Awakening and Fates introduced and made it a moniker of Echoes to show that it's a side story. But I feel that taking away the pair-up system and all the skills and stuff and weapon usage and axes, no weapon triangle, it makes the game, you have to play way more creative.
Yeah.
Because you have a smaller sandbox. And people think taking away your active gameplay sandbox is bad. Sometimes it's good. Taking away options makes gameplay much more fast-paced, much more interesting. Bows can hit from one space away adjacent, which they should always do, in my opinion. I mean, yes, it's like a draw from using
I was about to say,
bows,
it takes away the only negative.
but it makes bow users and archers. I usually never use them except Shinon.
Yeah.
But they were essential in some levels and magic users, I never use magic users, but the magic system's handled so phenomenally because it's not tome usage, it's HP. So there's always a risk to using magic because if you're not healing yourself up, you will die.
Yeah.
And freaking Celica, she can use swords and magic. Super cool.
Super cool.
There's one other thing I was going to say about it. It brought back the world map, which was great. What was I going to say? Oh, the weapon arts. What a creative way to implement skills without tying them to units.
Combat arts.
Yeah. In Awakening, when your unit learned a skill, it stayed with them even if you changed classes. That broke skills because you could give your Dark Flyer lockpick by turning them into a thief for a little bit, which is incredibly broken. Or that one that Shane Brain talked about that like lets
Gale
you
Force?
lets you move after killing someone. You can easily break the game. This one locks skills to weapons, and you have to unlock it by using the weapon. What a creative way to get over that hurdle of skills. In my opinion, no shadow of doubt in my mind, it is Path of Radiance tier.
Okay. Again,
One of my favorite games of all time.
Elliot loves this game. That's why I've really let him talk about it because I've only played through it once. I like it a lot, especially after playing Gaiden, because I actually played Gaiden the first time when I heard that they were making this game, because I was like, oh cool, they're making a remake. Let me play the original. Mistake. I think it's great. I think the animated cutscenes are absolutely phenomenal. The voice acting in the game
This was the first one where they made the juddery cutscenes instead of the smooth ones, which I think fits in this game better than Three Houses.
Honestly, straight up, the voice acting in it is phenomenal.
So good.
And I actually take back that criticism about Gaiden that I said earlier where the story's kind of meh. The story was kind of meh there because it was on NES.
It's good in this game. They have a chance to elaborate.
It's fine in this game. There are some issues that I have with it, like the entire thing where like Alm's entire thing is like, no, I'm not a royal. I can lead an army. And then he turns out to actually be a royal, which is just kind of like...
I think that can include some interesting subcontext.
Yeah.
The only gripe I have with the dialogue is the scene where Celica and Alm are on the rooftop with the oranges. Wonderful scene. Beautiful artwork. I freaking love the love story between them. Celica is not understanding in the slightest in that moment.
Except for the fact where she just entire...
Oh, you're an idiot for saving our entire continent.
Her entire part 2 is her just being like, I'm mad at...
I hate that because then they introduce her brother. I'm like, oh great, he's gonna be
Conrad.
Well, I hated him until I played it back the second time and realized he's roasting her the entire time. He's like, stop throwing away your life.
I don't think Conrad's in the original. Hold on.
He's not.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
But I used to
retconned.
I used to hate him until I played the second time and realized he's on the side of everyone else. He thinks Celica is going crazy. Because she is going crazy. But then when they get to the Tower of Duma, she realizes it, and she's in love with Alm, and I'm a sucker for good romance.
Whenever I put it in, because I got it for Christmas the year it came out, and I remember putting it in my 3DS, and I was so excited because everyone was talking, and I was like, this is incredible. I like this game. I agree with Elliot. It is Path of Radiance tier. I love the game. I've only played it once. I'd love to play it again. It
should have came out on Switch though.
I would agree, but the Switch...
Or they should re-release it.
I was about to say, the Switch wasn't actually out back when they did this.
They should re-release it on Switch, I think.
Or just continue the Echoes.
The Echoes,
please.
the subline needs to continue.
Give us genealogy.
It needs to continue.
I would love to see a genealogy game on the Switch.
Absolutely. And now we come to the pinnacle of the franchise, both figuratively and literally, with sales figures. The best-selling Fire Emblem game.
It outsold Fates entirely.
Oh, which is surprising because Nintendo was really cashing all that money with the 3 versions.
Because if I remember, it was Awakening and then Fates and now Three Houses.
In my opinion, Fates should have sold how Three Houses sold, with all the stories in one package.
Yeah, I would agree.
Don't milk the game, for goodness sake. Three Houses, for me, just because of Blue Lions, epic gamer moment.
I would agree. I'd 100% agree. Now,
Blue Lions, fantastic.
storylines that I play through every single one of them except for Edelgard's path.
Also fully voice acted. Forgot to mention.
Fully voice acted in cutscenes. It's not fully voice acted in the schoolyard.
Is it not?
No.
My bad.
Like when you're just going around being like, "What's up, Leone?" and she talks to you.
Oh yeah,
That's not fully voice.
All the story cutscenes.
All
are
the
fully voice
important
acted,
stuff's fully voice
which is
acted,
great.
which is
'cause
fantastic.
Ingrid and Sylvain, are all the supports fully voice acted?
All the supports are.
So good, so good. Ingrid and Sylvain, Dedue,
Annette
Annette and Felix,
and Felix.
freaking Sothis. I love Sothis.
So the way I played through the first time, I played through Golden Deer, and then I played through Blue Lions, and then I played through Silver Snow.
He played through Golden Deer, realized his mistake, and chose Blue Lions.
No, I played through
Blue
Golden
Lions.
Deer. I think Golden Deer has the best final boss. I'll be completely
Yeah.
honest.
No, that's fair.
I played through Silver Snow hoping to play through Edelgard's, but Blue Lions just made her so egregiously unlikable.
Which I guess is the goal.
No, that's absolutely the goal, and they did a fantastic job of it.
At the end, let's just say I was happy with how it ended. Blue Lions.
Because Golden Deer,
That was so
you at least
satisfying.
feel a bit sad for Edelgard, at least just a tiny twinge of it. But no, Blue Lions, it's just like burn the witch.
Dimitri's redemption arc.
Dimitri. You said too many words.
Dimitri. If you want an Ike level story, Blue Lions.
Straight up, I think personally, Three Houses has the best lords altogether. And that may be a bit unfair saying because, it has 3, but technically this one had 3.
And that one, Hector was best, Eliwood was second. Lynn is cool.
Yeah,
she
Lynn's
didn't.
fine.
She didn't have a chance to shine in that game.
Technically, these have like
1,000 lords.
8 or whatever. So like,
Corrin is hot garbage.
and this one has. Is it considered 2 or 3? Yeah, because Alencia, right? You count Alencia.
Technically 4, because Lucia leads for a while.
That's right. And this one has 2.
Joffrey.
This one has 2. This one has 2. This one, yeah. Okay. So anyway,
There's actually a lot of Fire Emblem games with more than one lord.
It's kinda
Even
weird.
Genealogy had 2.
It's kind of actually weird to see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. It did have 2. Anyway, beside the point. If there were separate tiers, I would put Blue Lions up the highest. And I know that's kind of an odd opinion to have because a lot of people like Edelgard throughout the best, but I don't like Edelgard. I'll be honest. I really just don't.
I love the family dynamic of the Blue Lions.
Oh my god. They're so
I love positive stories because everything in life is so negative. I just want to escape into something positive, and the Blue Lions gave me that.
and straight up story-wise, I'd honestly put Three Houses pretty high up there, if for nothing else in the moments like the
Freaking when Byleth's hair changes,
yeah.
epic.
I know, I'm not even
That was like Ike and the Black Knight dueling level of epic.
No, the parts were like spoiler or whatever, whenever the time skip happens,
Yeah.
right? And then you
All of that could have been changed if Byleth would have sat still.
and then you go and you end up fighting your old classmates and stuff like that. It is
Bernadetta.
oh my god, I straight up cried
That
the
was
first time.
awful.
Because the first time I played through Golden Deer,
Edelgard could not be bothered that they're dying.
yeah.
She could not care
No,
less.
no, that's not true. She was very apologetic about Bernadetta dying out there. She
I
was
don't remember that.
Anyway,
Maybe I was just blinded in rage.
straight up, the fact that like you go out there and you see the characters that you had the option to recruit,
Nah,
and you end
I
up.
wouldn't stalk.
No.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
first time I played through Golden Deer, the only character I recruited that wasn't part of the party or the teachers at the academy or anything like that was straight up just Felix.
Yeah.
That was the only one. Everyone else in that scene I had to kill, and it was awful.
It is
It
the
was
worst.
so bad.
It's awful.
It's terrible. But because they actually instill that emotion in you, it's ridiculous. You're sitting there like,
You're invested.
oh, you're so invested. Biggest problem with the
I couldn't
game.
put the game down.
Biggest problem with the game, but I guess they have to do that because technically each of this, beginning parts differ a little bit. Is every single time you play through, you have to go through the school section again. which the school.
That's the only thing keeping me from replaying it is the school gameplay in general, because it's such a time sink.
It is a very big time.
Because it's basically a life sim
yeah.
during the school parts. That's the only reason I wouldn't play.
They made Persona into a Fire Emblem game.
They did.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I didn't play it for the longest time.
If we were ranking them based on tiers alone, it'd definitely be Blue Lion, Black Eagles, Golden Deer,
Really?
Silver Snow. Yeah.
Did you like Black Eagles?
I didn't play through Black Eagles.
Oh.
But from what I've heard, it is
Okay.
because you're playing as the villain, right?
From the people's perspective.
Yeah, because Golden Deer is kind of lackluster, but Silver Snow is just Golden Deer again, which is very disappointing. So anyway,
Hot take: male Byleth is greater than female Byleth.
I would agree. All right, where are we putting it?
See, I'm just not sure as a complete package if it's Path of Radiance.
Replay value, it honestly has technically the highest replay
Because
value.
like Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, it is so good in context with Path of Radiance, but as its own complete package, it's just epic gamer mode.
Yeah.
You know? Blue Lions is one of, if not the best,
I love Dimitri.
families.
That scene where Dimitri snaps is literally like
so
the
good.
best.
But at the same time, you have to add in Black Eagles, Silver Snow, and Golden Deer.
I would agree, and I'm
And the fishing minigame. That's its own.
Oh, absolutely.
That's its own story in its own
straight
right.
up the best. The Gatekeeper,
The Gatekeeper.
Husbando. Anyway,
I promise I'm not off my duty.
I'm willing to either put. Jeez, I have no idea. This is honestly the hardest one to place.
I'm not sure if I, in good conscience, could put it Path of Radiance
I don't think I can.
as a complete package. I think it's good in Epic Games.
Because looking at these games, like
It's definitely better.
honestly-
It's definitely better. As singular games, it's better than everyone in Epic Gamer Moment.
looking at these games, I would rather play through these games again
First, yeah.
than play through this game again, which is actually a huge negative because you have to play through it 4 times
Yeah.
to get the actual full experience.
Like if you could keep the monastery at the level it's at and then just start the next story, that'd be fine.
That's honestly my biggest gripe with
They
it.
should have added that as
is
the
because
DLC
it has
too.
so much replay value, but at the same time, it's a slog to replay
Yeah.
because it's a very long game. I don't think it's Genealogy or Radiant Dawn levels of long,
But I'd play Radiant Dawn again just because you know what you're getting into.
and you get in, you play a level, you're at the little rest point, and then you're in a level again.
Like each element is constant with the schoolyard sim. There's so many variables because you could miss a conversation, you could have a different conversation, you could choose to have a meal, you could choose not to have a meal.
Yeah.
There's so much variation.
That
It feels like you're starting a new thing every single
because
day.
you're always thinking like, what do I need to do to max out my potential?
Yeah.
And because of that, you're sinking more time in, and because of that, jeez,
I think
I kind of want to keep it there,
yeah.
just right there,
That's
just
what I'm
leave it there. It could either be here or it could be here. It's
I'm not. Well, here's the problem. I haven't played any of Gamer Moment.
yeah, that's true.
That's the
So I'd be willing to put
problem.
an Epic Gamer moment.
All right. Let's go through our tiers and make sure they're all set in stone.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Best game.
Trash. Gaiden. Revelations.
Revelations is the worst.
Throw them out. We don't need them.
Absolutely.
Gaiden. We have an infinitely better version.
Absolutely.
Revelation.
Just bad.
Just bad.
Just bad.
Just throw it out.
All right.
Karen, please,
Literally the
please give
only
me back
one.
the kids. Like, the marriage is over. It was awful, but there's one redeeming quality, and that is Mystery of the Emblem.
And yeah, that game has like 3 remakes. So
Yeah.
it's like there's no real reason to play it.
These nuts. It's an old, worn, tired trope, but every time you hear it, you get a little bit of a chuckle
You get a
out of
little-
it because you remember the good old days. Revelations. It's
No. That's
Birthright.
Okay,
It's Fire Emblem. You remember Awakening? It was fun.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
End of the tier is there. So like this is the bottom of D's nuts. This is.
Okay. Yeah. I was just gonna.
Yeah.
Roy.
He is our boy.
Roy is our boy.
Roy is our boy.
Fire Emblem. It's still that Fire Emblem you know and love. Just, it's not as fresh.
The Gaiden chapters suck.
And the fact that you need to beat all the extra requirements in order to get the final boss, it's not very high.
That is literally the reason it is here.
Although I would argue that it is higher than Birthright.
Okay, all right. I'll make an edit there.
Yeah. C, your standard Fire Emblem. You got your Mars. You got your.
We got the two.
What's the second one?
Huh?
Is that Mystery of the Emblem?
That's.
So Karen Pleases the original. My bad.
Yeah, that's the original.
My bad. Yeah, your box standards. You got your Mars. Your regular Mars story.
Mm-hmm.
You got your Fire Emblem. No frills. No special supports or special abilities. It's just Fire Emblem.
Yeah. Make your own waifus.
Kata, superior.
All right.
Moment. Something significant happened here. Fire Emblem, first time is in English. Hector. Eliud, Great Lord. Lyn, kind of epic.
Hector.
Thracia, so hard, from what I've heard.
It's pretty hard. It's pretty difficult, but it's
Main guy
fun.
has some funny hair.
Literally, the biggest issue with it is the fact that the story takes place between part 1 and part 2 of genealogy, and that limits it severely.
Yeah.
That's basically why it's here. It's kind of similar to this entire thing going on here, where like,
if it was one package, it'd be good.
then it'd probably actually be up here. But anyway, Conquest. Best of the Fates games.
Yes, its moment in time was that it was the best of the Fates games.
And it has good maps with decent objectives. The boss fights are fun. Anyway,
Negative.
it's a Fates game.
Ryoma dies.
Ryoma dies, but Ryoma dies for a reason.
Gamer moment. Nathan, take it away.
New Mystery of the Emblem. It's fine. It's basically just this, but this. So, I don't like Chris. I think he's bad.
I like Marth's redesign.
Marth's redesign is very nice, and again, it's Fire Emblem. It's literally this and part 2 of this, which is great.
You know what you're getting into.
It's also only in Japanese,
which is kind of a gamer
which
moment.
is kind of cringe.
It's kind of a gamer moment. We should have put the bottom tier as cringe. Just put Revelations.
No, it's not even worthy to be on the screen.
Continuing on. Genealogy.
Yes, I can. Look at that. All right. Genealogy, fantastic game. I'd be willing to put it higher, but it is extremely long, and as such, it's kind of difficult to play through in your free time. Sigurd is great. God, what is this? Sigurd and Seliph. Great. I think it's fantastic. It's a wonderful game with a fantastic story. Honestly, probably one of the best stories in the entire game. I really just wish it got re-released.
Yeah. Moving on. Gamer moment. Epic gamer moment.
Three Houses.
Blue Lions itself, fantastic. Rest of the game, it's an epic gamer moment.
It's a pretty great game.
Sold the most.
It's on the Switch.
It's gotten people into the franchise who've never tried it.
Yeah.
And it actually was a good game to do that.
Facts. Awakening,
saved the franchise. Mm-hmm. Crom, epic.
Robin.
Pretty
Probably
cool.
honestly the only good Avatar.
Yeah. In my opinion.
Because Violet's kind of trash too. We didn't talk about him.
Fantastic cast of characters.
Oh, absolutely. Story's kind of meh in the middle. It's good at the beginning, great at the end, but middle's kind of...
Honestly, I think the first act is the best.
Oh, I think the first act's fantastic.
So good.
Yeah.
Sacred Stones.
The last.
Close to my heart.
First game I played. First
so
game
good.
he played.
Ephraim.
God tier. Just Ephraim.
That whole castle siege. If Sacred Stones was just that castle siege map, I'd be pleased.
I love Sacred
good.
Stones. Final boss is underwhelming, to say the least. Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. If we're viewing it as Path of Radiance along with it, it's better than Path of Radiance. But if we're viewing it on its own,
it's a great game.
It's a great game on its own.
It's an epic gamer moment. The epic gamer moment is getting to play as Ike again.
Oh, facts?
The Grail Mercenaries. fantastic.
I like
climbing
Micaiah.
through that ending tower with all your weapons blessed and you're just knocking fools. So good.
I love Micaiah. Final boss is...
We're allowed to have our differing opinions.
Final boss seems underwhelming, but
Honestly, it's kind of
It's a
epic.
great
That
final
cutscene where you
boss.
see all the scratches along Ragnell. So cool.
it's so good.
It's so good.
All right. Here comes your baby.
Fire Emblem Echoes can do no wrong. Path of Radiance also can do no wrong.
Path of Radiance can do less wrong.
Can do less wrong.
It can actually, like,
Marginally, in my opinion, but still higher.
it literally sucks wrong out of the world. it is a negative wrong.
Path of Radiance gave us Ike, and that is why it is God tier.
If you like this video,
If you like this, why?
we just literally
It's
decided
another
to do
tier
this.
list. You've seen 1,000 of these. But thank you for watching anyways. We appreciate and love all of you
If
guys.
for some reason you want to watch another one,
Give us a topic.
literally anything.
Our next topic will
Jesus Christ,
next
it's an hour long.
Our next topic will be ranking Sonic heroes. It's just a whole list of Sonic heroes.
Sonic Heroes.
Sonic heroes. And just in the background we have the theme on loop.
No, we're just like,
What goes up must come down. What if we rank the lyrics to Sonic heroes?
funny.
God tier, what goes up must come down.
Yeah, like,
Just on its own, it is such a God tier lyric.
it's so funny.
I'm gonna put that as my Instagram bio. Gandhi. I should tweet that out on the official account.
All right.
Oh, we had too much fun making this. Thank you guys, as always, for supporting us. We love all of you guys. We can't do it without you guys.
There, maybe we'll shut up a Fire Emblem for a little while.
Yeah.
Probably not.
We're gonna play some more Fire Emblem on stream because we absolutely adore Path
Yeah,
of
if this
Radiance.
video comes out when it's supposed to, maybe, I don't know. Elliot may be busy. Look at him. He's tired.
Please share with everyone. Get some more. We went up in subscribers. We're at 103.
I know, I saw
We're
that.
getting back on top of
Yeah.
it. We're going to get 200. I'm
top.
going to shave my head so we can do a Pawn Star sketch.
That's the only reason.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Catch you later. See you next time on Bounce Pad. Ready, Nathan?
What are we doing? Oh, we're dabbing?
Yeah. I'm part of your dab.
Oh.
High five. Yeah.